All right, we're live. I see a bunch of people have joined in a little bit early today. Nice to see everyone here today. Can you guys hear me all right? Just confirm that the audio is coming through, and hopefully you can see the video. I know there's a little bit of a delay here from my end. All right. Just make sure this is working. Cool. All right, so now I'm not sure if I've got the video working. I'm not sure if the audio is up. Let's just make sure this is all working here. It looks good. Cool. So it looks like we've got about 25 people in the chat room today so far. I know there's another email going out in the next minute or two, so we should probably have a bunch more people joining in. A lot of familiar faces here. Good to see everyone. Brian, Christopher, how's it going, guys? So where is everybody coming from today? I'm back in my home state of Connecticut after a long whirl around the country the last few months with my family. I've had a kind of a long road trip. Someone's saying they can't hear the audio. Is there there is a volume and a mute button there. It might be on. Atlanta, Ontario, Oklahoma. Cool. Virginia. All right. Now, I always get a few emails from the people in Australia who, because it's like in the middle of the night for them. It's just tough to do a live event to hit both coasts of the US and Europe. But I have seen people out in Asia and Australia join on these things, so they must be committed. Huh, another person saying that they can't hear. Is that happening for everyone, the audio issue? Because I know that the last time I did a live webinar, I know that I'd say about a third of the people in the room couldn't hear, but everybody else could hear it. So it was kind of weird because the issue was just happening for some people and not everybody. Okay, so I guess refreshing the page helps to fix the issue. I'll be sure to kind of remind people of that throughout the webinar. Of course, if at any time you miss the chunk of it or you can't hear part of it, I'm pretty sure that all of it will be recorded because that's what happened last time. All of the audio came through in the final recording. So later on today or tomorrow, if you want to go back and catch the bits that you missed, those should all make it into the recording, hopefully. So how many people here in the live webinar are actually heading out to Vegas for MicroConf in early April? Anybody here? I'll be there. Member man. Hey, I know you. Awesome. I'll see you out there. Jimmy, that's a pretty good excuse not to make it to MicroConf. You're launching something. That's good to hear. Yeah, Brian, Pressnomics. That's the one that it's like every year I say, I'm going to make it to Pressnomics this year, and for one reason or another, I just don't make it out there. It's usually around the same time that we do Big Snow Tiny Conf, so I kind of prioritize the snowboarding above flying out to Phoenix. So ah, you're having another kid around MicroConf. Actually, so am I, but not that same week. We're expecting our second daughter the last week of April, so a couple weeks later. All right, so a couple more minutes before we hit 2 o'clock Eastern time, and then we'll get started up. Looks like a good group here today. Thanks for joining in, everyone. If you're just hanging out and watching, you can check out the live chat down below. You can sign in as a guest or put in your name. There should be some spots open. I know that there's a limit on the live chat, so if you grab a spot, I don't think that we're going to hit that limit today. I think it's somewhere around 200 people. It doesn't look like we're going to hit that, but yeah, come on in, introduce yourself. What's everybody working on today? What's kind of the project that's on your plate this week, and what are you trying to ship by Friday? I always like to ask people that. For me, it was doing this webinar. Just so you guys know, I literally finished the slides for this webinar like 20 minutes ago. I'm not lying. Just in time. Good stuff. Writing a book, guide. Early access customers. I like it. It's the way to do it. Trying to decide on a final design for a landing page. Well, hopefully today's workshop will give you some ideas. Get a full listing of features for eventcalendar.newsletter.com. Huh. I'm just trying to, I like hearing these names of apps without actually looking at the landing page yet. So event calendar newsletter, I guess it promotes events from your calendar to a newsletter. Am I close? There's Jason. How's it going? Finishing up an email course. Very nice. Trying to decide how much a homepage should look like a landing page. It's a good one. I've definitely worked on one-page sites. I have one. Some of you may be familiar with my Productize crash course, the free email course that I promote, related to Productize. I'm now actually promoting that on productizecourse.com, and that whole site, that domain is just a one-page site, and that's using a landing page. So it could be good to promote, very specific things like that. Very nice. All right, so we're going to get started up here in just a minute. We're about a minute before 2 o'clock Eastern time. Looks like the sun is breaking out here again today here in Connecticut, so I think it's still kind of cold though. But after this, I'm going to take a much needed break as I've been heads down working on preparing this workshop. all morning. So I think after this, I'm going to head out and take the dog out to the beach, take a little break, and then get back to it. All right, so it's about 2 o'clock Eastern time, and we're gonna get started up here. Oh, cool! Someone else from Connecticut. Nice. All right, so I've got the live chat open here, but just so you guys know, what I typically do is I can't really comment or really read much of the live chat while I'm doing the presentation because I'm kind of focused on my notes over here. But I will be tracking it, and of course there will be a live Q&A session at the end of today's workshop. So if you guys have any questions, be sure to save them for the last part when I will be looking at the live chat, and that's when I'll go through the questions. Just another note before we get going, the last time I did a live webinar like this, some people, like 20–25% of the group said that they had audio issues. They could see the content, but they can't hear the audio. And the weird thing was that it didn't happen for everybody. It only happened for a small chunk of the group. What some people here in the chat have said is, if you just refresh the page, just reload this page that you're looking at, that should fix the issue. So you can try that. You can try muting or unmuting, and try to toggle that back and forth. Sometimes that works. Google Hangouts is just a little bit finicky sometimes. But the other thing on that is, if for whatever reason you miss part of today's workshop or some of the audio cuts out for you, I'm pretty sure that all of it will make it into the recording. So later today, I'm going to send you an email with the recording of today's workshop that you can go back and catch any parts that you may have missed. Of course, I hope you guys stick with me live because we're going to have the live Q&A at the end. And but let's get right into it. So today's workshop is the fundamentals of a high converting landing page. So I was just asking a bunch of you in the live chat, what are you working on? And I heard a lot of responses like, I'm launching a book, I'm launching a coming soon page, an early access page for my site, I'm launching an email course. All these things that you're trying to get going, get it shipped and out the door this week. That is awesome. So you've built some awesome thing and you want the world to know about it. So how are you gonna launch it? Well, you can just add another generic page to your site, but if it looks just like all the other pages on your site, then it won't have the same impact that this awesome new thing, your email course or your new app or your ebook, it won't have the same impact that thing really deserves. So instead, what you need is a dedicated landing page. So, okay, landing pages, what are they and why do you actually need one? A landing page is a special page on your website dedicated to promoting one specific highly valuable thing. That's typically an email newsletter, a white paper, an email course, an ebook, sometimes a coming soon page, an early access sign up, something like that. Now, why would you use a landing page to promote something like this? Well, a few reasons. One is that it's a destination. It's a place to funnel traffic to. That can be traffic from calls to actions throughout your site, traffic from ad campaigns, traffic from your guest posts and your podcasts, even print materials. You can actually point people to your landing page. It's just a way to direct visitors straight to that thing that you want them to see, your opt-in form, without making them hunt around your website for it. And since you're driving traffic to it for the sole purpose of turning them into leads, then you can optimize for that. So unlike the rest of the pages on your website, which that you might be optimizing those for easy navigation, optimizing those for search engines, usability, your landing pages are a little bit different because those should be optimized for conversions. And that's what the rest of today's workshop is all about, the 5 fundamentals of a highly optimized landing page. All right, so who am I? You guys may know me. I'm sure you found out about today's workshop from my newsletter. I'm Brian Casel, of course, and I'm the founder of a company called Audience Ops. That's a content marketing company. I also write and teach over on my personal blog at castjam.com. Back in 2013, these days not many people know about this one, but back in 2013, I wrote a little ebook called Design for Conversions. And a lot of the concepts in there actually inform some of the topics that I'll be talking about here today in today's workshop. So in today's workshop, I'm going to teach the 5 fundamentals of a high converting landing page. And in a nutshell, here's what they are. Fast. And I don't mean page load speed, but that's important too. It has to be focused. I'm going to teach you how to minimize distractions. Engaging, how to grab and keep your visitors' attention. Branded, how to stand apart and make your landing page uniquely yours. And personal. You need to know your audience and speak their language. So I'm going to cover all these things in the sections that follow. So here is a screenshot, kind of zoomed out, of a landing page that this is active. This is a landing page that we're actually using on Audience Ops, and this is what we use to promote our primary lead magnet, which is a free email course. So I'm going to use this example throughout today's workshop to kind of illustrate some of the things that I'm talking about. And at the end of this workshop, I'm going to tell you about how we create landing pages here at Audience Ops using our new Landing Pages WordPress plugin. And I'll also be sharing an exclusive bonus just for you guys, just for being here. All right, so let's dive in with the first fundamental concept, and that's speed. Now, I don't necessarily mean the page load speed, although that is certainly important. You know, when you build any sort of page on your site, it has to use best practices when it comes to, you know, optimizing for page load speed. But here's what I really mean when I'm talking about speed here. It has to be fast for you to create, because it's too easy to get hung up on the design and launch process of a landing page. The most important thing is to get it launched quickly and just do it without hacking apart your WordPress theme or fiddling around with bloated software tools. You need to have a system in place to quickly create and deploy landing pages whenever you need to without wasting time. I mean, for example, when I decided to do this webinar, you know, I was able to quickly put up a landing page to promote this webinar. Or when we launched that email course for Audience Ops, I spent my time working on the email course, but the landing page for it, you know, I was able to get that out in just a few minutes. Unlike what we used to do where, you know, I'd spend a week or two working on the email course and then another week just designing the landing page for it. It's just kind of a waste of time. It's also crucially important that your readers get to the point immediately. And your landing page should do just one thing. Get to that point quickly and get your readers to take action. You know, don't be ambiguous about what it is that you're offering. Use copy that speaks to the pain that you're solving. And then drive that home, starting with your top headline all the way through your call to action. So here's that landing page again that we use on Audience Ops. Now, first, this page took me only minutes to create because we have a system for creating pages just like this very easily, which I'll tell you about later. Also notice that it gets right to the point right away. The headline speaks directly to the pain and the benefit of taking this free course, and it gives the reader an easy path to enter their email and get the course fast. Now, this brings me right into the next fundamental of an effective landing page, and that is to keep it focused. So here are some ways that you can keep your landing page focused on driving conversions. You want to minimize distractions like pop-ups, external links, or content that is not related to the thing that you're offering on this page. So you want to eliminate unnecessary navigation links. In fact, you probably shouldn't have any links pointing away from your landing page. Keep people here on this page to complete the action that you're asking them to take. Promote only one thing. Remember, the purpose of your landing page is to quote unquote sell one thing, even if that thing is a free giveaway, which oftentimes it is. So the whole landing page, all the content from top to bottom should be focused on the problem that this thing solves, the benefits of using it, and how you can get it. Typically, that's just by entering your email address. Your copy, especially in your headline and your subheadline, should focus on that pain and the benefits. Why is it worth your reader's time? That's the question that you should be continuously asking yourself, because frankly, that's what your visitors are going to be asking themselves every single moment that they're on your page. Is this still worth my time? Is this still worth my time? All of that has to answer that question and keep them on the page. You'll notice on this landing page, there are no external links pointing away from this page. All of the attention is focused on the headline and then the call to action. All right, the next fundamental of an effective landing page is to make it engaging. Now, the very first moment that a person lands on your page, they're making a split-second decision as to whether or not this is really worth their time. So you must grab their attention immediately. And there are two important elements that will help you do that. And those are your top headline and an image. So back to our example here. Here at the top of the landing page, we've got this, interesting kind of eye-catching image, which our designer at Audience Ops had created for this page. And then we've got this bold, high contrast headline that really stands out. The color and the font help it to pop out from the page. But what's really more important is what the headline says. It speaks directly to a benefit. It implies a pain point that our target customer, who is a busy online business owner, something that they really care about. Putting a content marketing system on autopilot. That's something that really speaks to a pain and a benefit that our customers really care about. So once you've grabbed their attention and you've made it past that first moment that they've landed on their page and they haven't left yet, they haven't clicked that back button, now you want to keep them reading and keep them kind of scrolling down the page and make their way into the rest of the content so that ultimately they can lead to the call to action and take action. So your subheadline should help draw them in. So our subheadline here on this page, it's in smaller light blue text, which kind of makes you focus in and kind of pulls you into the page a little bit more. And the content of that subheadline gives a bit more detail about the benefit of what we're offering without giving away everything about it. That's what makes the reader want to scroll down and get the full story. All right, so now in the next fundamental tip that I want to talk about, that is branding. So, these days, it seems like all the landing pages that I see on the internet, they all tend to look the same. It's kind of hard to tell who or what company is actually behind each landing page if it looks identical to 20 other pages that you may have seen on other similar sites or competitors' sites. So you want your landing pages to stand apart from everyone else, but also stand with your existing brand. In other words, it should feel connected to the rest of your site, your site's look and feel, while still standing on its own as a dedicated, optimized landing page. So here are some ways that you can do that on your landing page. First, you want to maintain your brand's colors. So the page colors, the text colors, link colors, all of that should match the colors throughout the rest of your website. It seems obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people skip this. You want to include your logo somewhere, maybe in a line that says, this is a free resource from your company. It's important because it tells visitors that there is a real person or a real company behind this thing. It's not just an ambiguous landing page offer that's going to pull you into some mysterious sequence that you don't know who or where it's coming from. Just be upfront. Like, this is from our company. We're giving you this thing. It's valuable. This is who we are. Come join us. That's what you want to say in your landing page. Another little tip here is to match your site's font, your site's fonts. So this is kind of a small detail that can really go a long way to making your landing page feel connected to the rest of your site. So here's a side-by-side look at our landing page along with the home page of Audience Ops. So notice how they kind of feel connected in several ways. We use the same color palette, the same fonts, and I also included our logo on our landing page to kind of tie that in. Now, the landing page on the left it's still very much a standalone entity, and it's focused on the offer, but it still feels consistent with our branding. It still has that visual connection to the rest of our branding. Okay, so the fifth and the final fundamental tip that I'll give you today is to make it personal. A big reason why you're creating a dedicated, focused page on your site is because you want it to speak directly to one person. And the more that you can speak to this person's language, the more that they're going to resonate with what you have to offer. So here are some questions that you should keep in mind while you're writing the copy for your landing page. Think deeply about who your best customer is, and then speak directly to them. When you're writing your page, think about it like you're actually writing a personal letter to one person. I often like to actually think of a real person in real life who happens to be a customer, or somebody who I want to become a customer, and I kind of imagine like I'm speaking directly to them. So while you're writing, you should be thinking about these questions. What is that person's primary goal? And how does this person see and how do they talk about the problem that you're solving? And how will they best relate to your solution? What will help them actually see value in it in terms that they'll understand? All right, so let's just do a quick recap of those fundamental tips for creating a high converting landing page. The first one was that speed is everything. Page speed is one thing, and that is important. But having a system in place to allow you to churn out landing pages whenever you need them so that you can launch them quickly and move quickly in your business, that's even more important. On the same subject of speed, you also want to make sure that your readers, your visitors, are able to get to the point really quickly. They're able to see exactly what the message is, and they're able to take action easily without anything standing in their way. You want to keep it focused and minimize distractions. You want to make it engaging. So your landing page, it should really grab and then keep their attention so that they stay on the page and decide to take action. You should match your branding so that your landing page doesn't look just like hundreds of others that your audience sees everywhere else on the internet. And finally, it should get personal. Know your best customers inside and out so that you can write copy that will resonate directly with them. All right, so now before I dive into the live Q&A session, let's talk for a minute about the setup process for launching landing pages on your site. So let me look at a few common scenarios. A lot of people pay a monthly fee to use software that generates a landing page and that's hosted elsewhere. But this runs the risk of making your landing pages look just like every other page that you see all around the internet. Or you can do what I used to do, which is to hack apart your WordPress theme every time you wanted to create a landing page. You'd end up creating like a custom page template. And every time I did that, I used to tell myself, oh, this will just take me an hour. I'll be done with this, by lunchtime. When in fact I end up spending days, if not weeks, working on it and tweaking pixels and overriding whatever template setups are in my particular WordPress theme. It's just such a waste of time, and it really delays actually moving forward in my business. So today what we're launching is a new way to create your own landing pages using the Landing Pages WordPress plugin from Audience Ops. And in just a moment, I'll share an exclusive discount for you guys attending today's workshop. But here's what Rob Williams, he's the founder of the popular freelance site called Workshop. Here's what he had to say. He said, minutes after installing the landing page's WordPress plugin, I had over 100 additional subscribers to my list. The pages look great. It got me results. I used to spend hours tweaking landing pages. Now I get them done in minutes. So when we set out to create this landing pages tool for ourselves at Audience Ops, we had a few important goals in mind. Again, we didn't want to spend time hacking apart our WordPress theme or our clients' WordPress themes for that matter, just in order to launch a landing page. We wanted to easily match the site's branding with the same colors, the same fonts, and the logo. And we knew that we'd need to build in best practices when it comes to high conversions. So that means, a mobile optimized landing page, fully responsive, prominent calls to action, and call to action forms that are easy to fill out and easy to convert, easy to read layout, and minimal distractions. We needed a tool that we can use not only on our own site, but also on our client sites. So it has to be compatible with any WordPress theme. And finally, we're all about streamlining things at Audience Ops. So we wanted a fast, efficient way to launch landing pages really fast. So that landing page that I've been showing you throughout today's workshop, that was actually created using our landing pages plugin. And so that kind of shows you what's actually possible with it. Of course, you'll want to customize yours to match your colors, your fonts, your content, and so on. Here's kind of a quick peek at the backend options. This is just one of the backend pages. On this page, you can kind of see some options related to customizing the look and feel of your page. So you can choose from any Google font, and you can also integrate Typekit fonts if you use Typekit. There are plenty of color pickers. Right now you're seeing one. There's actually something like 10 or 12, maybe a little bit more, different color pickers to customize each individual color on the page, whether it's the background color, the headline color, the text color, the link color, all of that, the button colors. And then you can also add your own custom CSS as well, along with your own scripts. So you can integrate any kind of customizations on the landing page itself. You can also promote your landing page by adding a sidebar widget to your site, which is also fully customizable. So built into the landing pages plugin is this widget that you can add to any widget on your site, any widget area on your site, that is, and then customize it and set that up to link over to a landing page that you've created. So here are a few other features included in the landing pages plugin. You can generate a thank you page or a success page to go with every individual landing page, and then customize the content for that thank you page. You can also add conversion tracking scripts to either your landing page or specifically on your thank you page. And that's really useful if you want to just track conversions of people who've already filled out the form and reached the thank you page, if you're using like a conversion pixel or something. If you have an existing page on your site, you can convert that to a landing page. And you can do the same with your home page, which is useful if you want to use the landing pages plugin as your coming soon page. Also, you can save all the settings so that you can easily churn out additional landing pages really fast. So as of today's workshop, the plugin currently integrates seamlessly with MailChimp and Drip. We're also actively working on a few new integrations with other tools. But you can also easily export all of your entries to a CSV file, which you can then import into any email marketing tool. Of course, landing pages is a WordPress plugin, which means it has all the convenient benefits of any other WordPress plugin. So you'll install it on your own website, which means it's your